Welcome to another update for the Foundation. Due to some technical difficulties, I have a slightly different appearance for my recording this week. Hopefully it won't detract from what I have to show here. I was just getting tired of wasting time trying to fix this setup. It should be back to normal by next week. So this week, I spent a lot of time on the base building section of the game. There were several aspects to this. The first was a design side of things. In design, I had a problem that I needed to solve. I needed to solve how exactly the building was going to work. Now, when I first started, I thought that I really wanted to have it be a prison architect style of building because I really like that game and I love the complete level of customization that gives you, kind of like Dungeon Keeper or any of those other games like that. And so I thought that would be ideal. But several problems came while I was investigating that approach this week. The first was the complexity of the code for doing it. It's very possible to do, but it would be a very big effort. And that would increase the amount of time it would take to complete this game, and it would increase the difficulty in completing it, getting rid of the bugs, and just overall how hard it is for me to do it. Now, obviously, since I'm designing a game this big, I don't really shy away from complexity usually, but there was another side of things that I considered this week that made me rethink how I was approaching it. And that is that it's also very complex from a game standpoint. When you take a game like Dungeon Keeper or Prison Architect, where you're custom designing even all the shapes of the room, the game is all about the base builder. So that is the only thing you have to learn. With a game like this base building is really a small portion of the gameplay. And I still want it to be interesting and cool and effective, but to make it very, very in-depth and complicated probably would just detract from the whole game experience as a whole. Because it's really not supposed to be the thing you focus all your attentions into. But a system like Prison Architect or Dungeon Keeper would probably have people spending more time than they really needed to designing their bases and getting them working. Now obviously you may disagree with this and feel free to debate it or put out your cases in the comments, because I definitely would like to hear. Maybe there's things I haven't thought about. But I thought that building entire room portions or already completed objects, placing those into the base, would be a far simpler thing to get your mind around and greatly speed up the construction of bases while still accomplishing all the goals that you're supposed to do on this base screen. You need research facilities, we'll pick out a research facility, drop it on, it's done. You don't need to worry about how large it is, if you're making an optimal shape, things like that. Don't need to worry about it. And so I decided that I would go with more of a pre-built system. However, I think I will still allow you to build your own hallways as I am doing right now. So that took quite a bit of time this week. For one thing, I investigated a solution that would help me make more of a prison architect style system. And it took a lot of time to experiment with that and see what it could do. Also this week I spent a lot of time on the modding system and integrating it into the game. And this was pretty exciting. If we come down here and I click security, look, there's something that popped up here in security, and for once this isn't the fake things that I showed you in the video and didn't show up in the prototype. These are for real. This is actually being loaded by the game at runtime, and boom. I can place these objects that were added into the game through the external modding tool. And it's going to be pretty cool. It's pretty simple to do. Basically it'll be a miniature Unity project of itself that comes with the game. And you can open it up, put in your models, turn it into a Unity prefab, and then build the mod, and it places it into the mod directory and it's ready to go. It's pretty cool. There's obviously a little bit more to it than that, but until all the details are ironed out on how it'll be, I didn't want to waste a lot of time in this video talking about the exact specifications for doing that. Also related to this is that I actually have made it so that I can rotate objects now. So before there wasn't any ability to rotate. Now we can rotate to whatever way we want to rotate and do whatever we want. Boom, 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 any direction. So that'll be a good thing and really will help this base builder come together. Now I was really hoping to show you a lot more with some base builder things. For example, I was hoping to have more than just a security door. However, there were some issues that came up when integrating the mod system that still need to be worked out. For example, I can only really build one mod right now. And so that's a bug that we've reproduced, and hopefully it'll be working perfectly by the end of next week. One reason I'm bringing it up already is that I'm actually trying to create a lot of the main game content through the modding system so that, one, I can make sure that it's quite capable and will be easily usable by modders, but also so that when people go to mod, they will have all of these files from the game there, and they can pull them out, tweak them, play with them, change them however they want to really easily, and create their own variations on the main theme. And another thing about the modding system, I have been giving a false impression for the past few weeks that it is my creation, and I have assisted with it, but in reality it's not my work. It's actually, I have a really good friend. He goes by the name of Corndog online, and he has been investigating ways to more easily mod Unity. And it just so happened that this game was a really easy opportunity to have a road test for his system. And so I've been really terrible the last few videos saying that I've been working on, or whatever, on this modding system, but in actuality I've only been assisting and talking with him about it, and being the main test subject, guinea pig for it with this game. If you haven't checked out the NovaBox blog, hopefully I'll have it down in the description. You should check it out. He posts a lot of code things there from time to time, and eventually, once all the kinks are worked out of this modding system, he's going to post that there too, so that we can spread this knowledge of how to better mod Unity games to other people. Well, I hope this update was interesting. Be sure to leave feedback and comments below, and I'll talk with you next week.